How's it going on, everyone? How's it going?
Good evening, everyone. Everybody's on the West Coast but me, so it's kicking here at 10:30 p.m. here. You guys are like 7:30. At 7:30, I was eating dinner. But welcome. We got people that'll start piling in right now. So over here to my right is Jason R. Moore, and right below is Caitlin, and she's from SoCal Comics. Those are our two guests tonight. Everybody knows Zander. They've seen Zander for the last 3 weeks. So before we get going into like some actual questions for you guys, Jason, I have something that I have to ask you about. And so let me pop this picture up. Let's hope it comes up. Let's see if it comes up.
Let me know if my background's too loud.
Okay, explain.
All right. I did not eat that. I was never in the same place as that dish. I saw that on the internet. It was like, that's funny as hell. I was like, that's a repost right there. And so I just reposted it. Other than that, I
was reading some of the comments and I know, and like I grew up in the South, right? And so like chicken feet were a thing. Like you could walk into a convenience store and they had pickled chicken's feet, and I was like, oh, they had the toast on them. I'm like, how do you even eat that? And why would you? They walk around in their own poop. Yeah. So I just thought that was funny. I was going through your Instagram, like I gotta ask you, hey Mary, how are you? So yeah. I just thought it was a little cute little iceberg. I had to ask you about that.
That's one of the funny posts.
So the reason, that was great. So the reason we're all here tonight is because the three of you guys are going to be together this weekend. So SoCal Comics, you guys are celebrating 25 years in business. Am I correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah, we opened up shop in January of 1998.
Okay.
I wasn't there, but that's what I've been told.
That's what you were told. But you guys are actually hosting the mini con with the Zander 6 Comics tour, and Jason, you are coming, and I know when we're going to get into this, so I know it's you're going to promote a prayer for the hunted. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be promoting a prayer for the hunted. There we go. There. Well, Zander doesn't have this, but this is the actual full graphic novel.
I can't wait.
Fresh off the press, so I'll be down there with these, so very proud of this.
So I did some homework on that as well, and I was looking through it. I love how you guys did all the grayscale throughout the book. It's amazing. And anybody, if you are interested in pre-ordering, there is a link in the description for tonight's show that actually will take you right where you can pre-order. There's 3 parts to the graphic novel. Hey, Johnny, how are you? Congratulations on the new baby. There's the other Caitlin. So I told you, if I say something like that or something, I'm talking to her.
Gotcha.
But you're going to be this weekend at the event. You're actually going to be doing some of the ones that Zander has. Is that correct?
I am going to be down there with both. I'll have some previews to give away, but then I'll also have some of the Volume 1 copies for sale, and then I might bring some other treats.
Nice
down there. Yeah. So I'll have both when I come down there.
Awesome. So Zander, I'm gonna send you some cash so this weekend you can grab me one of the Volume 1s because I'd love to read it. So we're gonna get to Caitlin in just a second, but I do have to ask you about this graphic novel. So you said it in the Cold War era. Why did you pick that versus something that with all the new modern weaponry and everything else that you could do?
Well, it's there's always something about period pieces that it kind of for me it's easy to escape and kind of like dive into those stories as opposed to like modern day things, because people are living, and then there's a lot of like people know exactly what phones look like, they know exactly what cars look like, and that didn't mean that we didn't pay attention to those details when creating the story. In fact, when getting the artist to draw some of the vehicles, we would send them different vehicles of that era and say, hey, the vehicles need to look like this. These are what the phones look like. And it was like a very healthy back and forth to get him to understand those sort of details. But yeah, it was just like a story that Justin had. he's been sitting with for a very long time. Justin's the author, by the way. Justin Eugene Evans is the author. Um, and this was the story that he was like, hey, let's turn this one into a graphic novel. And it was a very good decision. Now we have a lot of stories to choose from. It's just this one was ready to go. We thought this would be a really good one for our first go round, and that's pretty much why we did.
So is this going to just be the storyline with the 3 parts to it, or is this something that you're going to expand onto? And A Prayer for the Hunted could be, you know, then you're going to choose something else. It could be like a Vietnam era or something, or is it just going to be this, and then you're going to pick a different storyline, different characters, and everything else?
Yeah, this one's going to be completed in the 3 volumes. This story, and then we already started working on Texas Strange, which is going to be the next story that we come out, which is a sci-fi western, crazy fun. We already shot the short film to it, so the graphic novel is going to come with a DVD, so you can kind of see our visuals of what we see in like what we imagine it to look like in real life. So a bunch of colors, sort of steampunk theme, cool. And so that's the next one. And so that's stupid awesome. Excited about that one. So yeah, we're going on to another story after this one.
Oh, okay, very cool. Now, Caitlin, I know you guys are doing this big event this weekend. So tell us a little bit about the store and, you know, like what you guys are like your lines that you carry most often, you know, what you are doing and how you got involved with doing this mini con this weekend.
Yeah. So SoCal Comics has been around for 25 years now. We mainly deal with Gold and Silver and Bronze Age back issues. So mainly the older comics. We still carry the newer stuff, and we love carrying the like modern and local creators, comic creators that are in San Diego. We love carrying that stuff too. So yeah, we've been doing that for about 25 years now. How we started with this event, let's see, the main event we've been doing for like the past 10 years or so was Free Comic Book Day, and that's been like our one event like per year. But we wanted to get back into doing sort of like this monthly block party for the community to try to get everyone, out and just, everyone meet everyone else and kind of just more community. Yeah.
More community. Well, I've had the great pleasure of meeting a couple of the other people that are coming this weekend. So Austin, Willie, and Banging Benny's is coming, so we interviewed him last weekend, and it's been a lot of fun. And like I said, I wish I was closer so I could actually go, because, I kind of feel part of the community. But what I'm going to ask both of you, and it doesn't matter which one of you wants to answer first, is I know how I met this guy. So it was kind of a kismet thing where he was filming for a Figure X, who is actually coming this weekend too, I believe, right? Yeah, he's coming this weekend. So I mentioned something on that, and then from there it kind of spiraled to Zander and I talking about his art, and then about hot sauce, and then we did a whole hot sauce show and with the bottles that he had done. So it's kind of snowballed into this thing where we've become pretty good buds over the past year. But so Jason, we can start with you. How did you get involved with Zander and this whole craziness this weekend?
I think it's mute. I don't know.
Yeah, you're muted.
Rookie. Anyway, I was at Comic-Con, and I was promoting a Prayer for the Hunted there, and just about done for the day. And then I walk out and I see Zander just standing up outside, just chilling. And I just walked up to him. He just, looked like a welcoming guy. And then we just started talking, and he responded to me by saying something like, "Yes, sir." And anybody called me sir, I'm all right, I'm gonna talk to you, man. Like he just had all this respect. He didn't even know who I was. And then so I handed him a graphic novel, and he looked at it, and he was, started to express how like what he thought about it. And said that he was an artist as well. And so we just started talking, and we just kind of clicked. It was a good guy. And I really got a really sensitive, I can tell when somebody has good character, and Zander has that, right? And so, we kept in touch, exchanged information, and then he let me know about this. And then I was like, dude, I'll come and support. Don't worry about it. You just let me know. I'm gonna look out for you. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm coming down this weekend. And that's how we met.
And it's perfect timing because the official launch date for A Prayer for the Hunt is actually the 31st, Halloween, correct?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. So Caitlin,
And so we're also doing like the launch is going to be at Golden Apple Comics November 4th.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to have a table set up, and that's where we're going to do. Justin's coming out from South Africa, and we're gonna sit there, sign copies, sign some Punisher stuff, some other stuff, and then and really get the book out there. Then, so that's going to be the first time we're going to see like how people are going to respond to the actual graphic novel. So looking forward to
that's
that.
amazing. But I'm definitely going to make Zander, grab me one this weekend so that because he'll have to ship it back to Michigan, and
Absolutely.
I'm shipping him Batman versus Spawn. But now that I've seen what he does with his comic books with putting Z in those, I want you to add Z in with I want you to Zify my Batman Spawn when I send it over to you.
Awesome. I would love to.
So, Caitlin, what kind of response have you had, putting some of Zander's stuff? So I know that you have the big Z statue in the shop, and then you've got some of his artwork in there. So what kind of response are you getting from Zander's work?
Oh, yeah, they're great conversation starters, that's for sure. They're really new to the shop, so a lot of our longtime customers are, surprised by them. They're asking questions about them. We have a bunch of signage in the shop that is, mentioning this event, and so that's why Z's there, and our other characters there too. And so we just put up some more of Zander's. They're not blank sketch covers. I guess you'd call them like remarks. They're kind of like remarked covers.
Yeah. I just call them like this is like my mixtape. These would be like my mixtape.
Yeah. Yeah. So we just put some more of those up. And yeah, I mean, it's just it's awesome to get local artists' name out there and their work out there and into our space too. We like that.
So are you guys going to be carrying, even though you do mostly older stuff, are you going to be carrying A Prayer for the Hunted in the store as well?
Yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to carry that. If you'd have some you'd want to bring by, like extras you'd like to keep in stock at the shop, we do work that out with local artists, just in case you or anyone else would like to try that out.
Oh, that's okay. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So Jason, you kind of mentioned sci-fi, and so before we get into the role that everybody probably knows your face from, which is from the Marvel universe there.
Yeah.
So a little bit about Sentinel. So Michael Pare is in there. He plays the president, I believe. So I have to ask you, because it's always been my dream to be an astronaut. What is it like having to film all those hours in that spacesuit?
Well, it was cold.
Oh, really?
We shot this. Yeah, it was cold. It like Italy has. We shot it in Turin, Italy, and it had like 2 nice days. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
So, we had like 2 nice days, but then the rest it was freezing. So me, I don't do well in the cold, which is why I live in Southern California. But it was. I think the true value and the true experience was working with the creative team and the guys who were creating all the props and like the helmets and the gear. That's an awesome team. And I mean, we weren't like in zero gravity at all.
Right.
It's like they just built these sets, and I was amazed on how this small team was able to build those sets to make it look so realistic. And so getting in some of the cockpits and then sitting down, I could tell that makeup was right there, and some guy over there was smoking a cigarette or something. But when you were sitting in there, it was so easy to like get into character and get into the story. They knew exactly what details needed to be there, and they didn't waste any space. Of course, this wasn't like a mega budget film, but they knew how to make it look good.
It does.
That team, big props to that team.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like I said, I watched the preview, and there is a link to Jason's IMDb in the description as well. So if you guys want to go check that out, it's under upcoming projects. Sorry, the dog is. So this is Fenway.
Fenway.
She makes appearances almost every single
show stealer.
Yeah, basically, she's a little rescue that I got down in Texas and brought her back to Michigan. She hates life now. It was 70s today, which was nice. It's not normal for late October in Michigan, but like by this weekend, it's going to be $32. Strange Dog comic stuff. How are you? But like I said, probably what people will know your face from most is from doing the Punisher. The Marvel series, The Punisher. You were Curtis Hoyle, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think I read it somewhere. You have actually kind of pulled from that character in real life. Am I right that you were kind of working with veterans and stuff in real life versus just what you were doing within the show?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was leading up to the first day of filming. It was it they gave me access to a lot of vets, so they scheduled a lot of meetings. I was able to go to these talks, sit downs, and speak with like real vets who are truly suffering from PTSD, just to get an idea. Because I never served and I never experienced anything like that, like war. Um, but it is a real thing that I had to sit down and talk to them to really understand it. Otherwise, I would have never understood it. I would probably been like, all right, guys, come on, you guys are tough, you guys can get over it. But no, when you sit down and talk to how it tangles the mind a bit when you go to war, you're suffering from like losing a limb, or you lost a loved one or a comrade in battle, and so those nuances were the biggest takeaway for me when sitting down with those vets. And then also, it never stopped there because once we started production, all the extras in my scenes were all vets. They continued to bring in new ones. They got the first run in terms of selecting either day players or extras, and some of them were even bumped up to co-stars, and had lines and stuff. So sitting there, even when the cameras were off, we had a little break, getting to talk to them was a tremendous value. And hearing from them how much they appreciated Curtis Hoyle made it more satisfying for me. So yeah, it was actually a pretty touching thing. And I also add, when I go to these conventions and sign autographs and stuff like that, I meet a lot of service men and women, and they present with these challenge coins. They give me these challenge coins, which is pretty dear to them. Um, and then they express to me like what Curtis did. Some have even cried right in front of me. Now, I'm not a counselor in real life, so I don't really know how to deal with it, but I appreciate it because it means that what I did was able to touch them in a certain way, kind of help them navigate whatever they were going through. I'm sorry
Right.
for the noise.
Oh, you're fine.
Right.
Um, and I think that was one of the most amazing things. But it's also one of the hardest things because I know, even in what I do. I used to be a property manager as far as condos and HOAs. Now I actually go to homes that where people need to. They have wet basements. They have mold. Their walls are caving in on them, and it's one of those things where sometimes I bring some of that work home. Now I have two great bosses. Emily's in here somewhere, and Michael, and it was kind of one of those kismet things where I met Mike at the right time, and but I kind of feel like I'm helping people. I'm not, a master of all. It's something where I can take, 10, 15 minutes, tell somebody your house isn't going to fall in. We can fix this, breathe. This is what we can do. And then I've got the great team behind me, just like you have the great team of vets behind you. So they made your acting, even more believable of the character that you were. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm more of a DC girl. So when I saw that you were also voicing the Batman Who Laughs, that I was really geeked about that because I know more about DC than I do Marvel. So Caitlin, maybe you can answer this. Where does the Curtis Hoyle character come into the Punisher comic book line? Or was this something that was created for the show? Because I don't even know. I mean, I read and watched several episodes. I was actually Zander, I was talking to Mary earlier today, sent her the link so she could watch. And she loved the Punisher. She's like, I've seen every single episode, loves it. So Mary does Handmade by Robots, which is these.
Oh
They're
yeah.
so that's these figures. Now they have the Warner Brothers license, so I have like Battle Damage Batman and all that kind of stuff.
So she makes those.
These are actually these are vinyl figures. So these are Funko Pops, and then these came out 5 years ago they started. So these up here are the originals.
They look like knitted. They're plastic, but they look like they're knitted, almost like a Coraline doll. Yeah, this is the prime example.
Very cool.
That one's electroplated, but they do the DC. So I'm hoping that she'll do the Batman Who Laughs as one of those, because I think it would look really cool as that doing that character. And then I'll meet up with you sometime. Like maybe you should come to Motor City Comic Con. That one's actually gotten pretty big. And bring the graphic novel and everything else, plus being who you are and sign autographs and stuff, for the Curtis Hoyle and everything else. But Detroit is huge Marvel fans. I just happen to be more DC because Wonder Woman's my girl. But Caitlin, do you have any history on when Curtis Hoyle came about in?
No, I don't. Honestly, I'm so sorry.
Me neither.
And Jason, do you know?
From what I know, I cannot. Matter of fact, I probably have an issue that has when he came in. But what he was one of the Punisher's right-hand man that then betrayed him, and I think the Punisher killed him by throwing him out of a helicopter or something like that. That was what I thought was going to happen with the character, that I was going to eventually betray the Punisher, because that's where the character came from. So yes, it was a real character in the comics. He didn't have like a long stint in the comics, but of course, because he died. But Punisher,
that doesn't always mean he's done for in the comics.
So like you never see the same people on set on the Punisher, because it's like you gotta go. Like he's gonna take you out. You don't get long co-stars on the show. But anyway, so he was I think it was like a couple of issues that he was in, and he got thrown out of a helicopter for betraying the Punisher. And it was much like the Punisher had issues with trusting people, like even Micro at first, and he would follow Micro around. There's a little bit of that in the show, till he learned to trust. Punisher got issues, he had some trust issues, among other issues. So that's what I know about Curtis Hoyle.
Okay.
Character.
Yeah, I was trying to throw some because she said she had older stuff, so I'm like, when did he come in? Because I was trying to figure it out, like what's the first appearance, and all this kind of stuff of the character, and so Funko's done some amazing things with Batman Who Laughs, and so when I was Instagram stalking you just to get some more information and topics to talk about, when I clicked on that video, and I was like, I had no idea that was your voice. Is that series out now? Like, can we like go binge watch it?
Yeah, that's out on DC's YouTube. So you can definitely catch that. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Okay. I didn't know it was on the YouTube. I was looking for it and I was like, where's that? Because the other thing that I was looking for was the new series that you've got coming as well. What is it? True Reviews?
Oh, True Reviews. That's so long ago. I can't even keep up. But I think that one just came out. And that's I was helping a buddy out do that. And so that one's like on a website. I can find out. I don't know exactly where it's at now, but because it's been so long. But yeah, that one just came out. I think it was like this weekend.
But look how studly you look.
It's a silly one. It's a silly one. I play like this sort of deadpan reporter, and it's pretty silly. Now listen. Now I'm serious on camera. Most of the roles I play is serious, but in real life, I'm far more silly than what you see on TV.
I want to go golfing with you. I mean, I think you'll probably push me out of the golf cart, but I want to go golfing.
I got my golf hat on right now.
Yeah.
Don't say no more. I'm gonna take Zan. We all go. Caitlin, get your clubs. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. I do have my own clubs and my own shoes and everything. I don't know which club to use when. I just kind of I'm like, well, this one looks good right now. I know when to use my driver and the putter, and then everything in between.
Everything in between.
All right. Wait, we're not talking about mini golf here, or?
Oh snap! That's
Caitlin, you could be the putting expert. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Boomers.
So I have to ask you guys. So Caitlin, if you had money was no object, what is the one comic book? And please don't say Action Comics #1 because that's just lame. What is the one comic that you would buy for your own collection?
Ooh, I would upgrade I have a NYX #3. I'd probably, it's not a very good condition. I'd probably get a 9.8 of that CGC graded. Because X-23 is one of my favorite characters in
Yeah.
Marvel universe. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, my Caitlin says the fact that Oblivious, that's what they call me, is Oblivious, was a property manager still scares me. So, okay, excuse me for a moment. All right, we're better now. I told you, if I said Caitlin and I said something off the wall or did something, I said, please don't be offended because I'm not talking to you. So, Jason, throwing that kind of a similar question back to you, is there, and because I know that you're also a producer and a director, so if there's one project that you could do and work with anybody in the world as far as a co-star, what is that project and who would that person be?
So there is. I walked into this comic book store in New Jersey pretty recently, and I saw this cover art on the wall, posted on the wall, and it was A Vicious Circle, which is this graphic novel with hold on, I'm just thinking of his name really quickly. He does a lot of great cover art. Hold on one second. All right, here's the cover art right here. Right. Can you see that? Hold on. Oh, I got too much light. Oh, anyway, no, it's an ad. Hold on. There we go. But here's like the cover art. Right.
Oh, Alex Ross.
Not Lee, but Lee Bermejo. If I'm saying it correctly. Okay. Lee Bermejo does this sort of hyper realistic artwork. And so then right there, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then right then and there, you know, since I've been, you know, now I'm creating these graphic novels, I was looking at his work and I was like, I want to work with this guy. I mean, like his work is amazing. His storytelling is amazing. And so I sat there and I bought the 2 volumes and I read it right away. And I was like, this is the level of work that I want to put out there and continue to put out there. I don't think that A Prayer for the Hunted is far behind at all. It's just that I want to be able to maintain this level of work. And this guy gets it. And so his artwork has all these cinematic angles to it. And it's just, you get the emotions. You can follow the story with his art. And it's like, I like hyper realistic artwork too. I think there's a level of skill that goes into that is like it separates you from other art because it has to be real. His art is very insane, and so it's that guy. I want to work with Lee for sure. If I can wish it into existence, I would do it right now.
Oh, that's amazing. So, I mean, how did you segue from, you know, being in Hollywood and doing all of the actor stuff to doing into, you know, the graphic novel and I mean, what was your passion behind that?
Well, I always wanted to do many different things, like make movies, create graphics, and also make video games. I wanted to edit, like Real Engine, all these sorts of things. Of course, time doesn't allow it all to happen. And for the comic, there was the right time. It was just the right timing. So we had the script done. Money was there. And so we were like, all right, let's pull the trigger now. Yeah, he definitely does great covers of the Batman. And then I knew now was the perfect time to do it. It was in between projects that I was working on in terms of acting, and then it was a strike, right? There was a strike that kind of like, I said, all right, I got all this time now to focus on getting this graphic novel done. The hardest part was keeping the artists on schedule. I'm sure anybody who creates a comic book can attest to that. Yeah, that's one of the hardest part. But it was a timing thing. there was time was there and the finance was there to get the comic book done. We were like, let's get this done. We weren't going to rush it, but we were going to get it done once we started, and time was just there to get it done. So
Awesome.
That's awesome. So Zander, how did you find SoCal Comics? Like, I know you guys are all in the same area and everything else, and believe me, I do really wish that I was in San Diego right now.
You would love it out here. You would love it out here. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So how I actually met Caitlin and Jamie, the owner of SoCal Comics, was because of a place called Hops Anonymous. They created an event called HopCon, and I was doing the second one. Oh no, I met them at the first one, and then the second one, they sponsored a whole bunch of free comic books for that event, and that's where me and Caitlin talked a little bit more about what we initially had talked about, because I was just in the mindset of like, I want to do shows, I want to do events. I'm about to put myself on tour. I did it last year, but instead of doing 250 shows, I want to do solid 20 shows, and they be just as impactful. So that's kind of where my mindset was doing this HopCon. Again, it's at a brewery here at Claremont Mesa in San Diego, and it's a comic book event. And so to me, that was kind of like serendipitous. Like, I was looking for this type of flow, and it showed up, and I was invited to it. So when I met Caitlin, I can feel it. Like, she has the mind and the ambition to create something that could help not just this business, any business. I could see it. So whatever that energy was and whatever I felt, it just made me go pull the trigger on it. So I saw her at Comic-Con. I tried to wave, and they were just so busy. And I was like, you know what? I'll see them, when I see them. And then I met Jason, and then life kind of evolved after that. Everything kind of went into a bigger stratosphere for me as far as comic books, breaking into the business. Caitlin, it helped me put together this event simply by the fact that they opened up their shop to me. You know what I'm saying? So this is a local comic book shop. They said, okay, you know what? I like the idea of where you're going with this. We want to do these things. This is what we do. Whatever magnitude you can make it that. We can try to do our best. And so it kind of snowballed into something that I think will be bigger than what I expected. And she's just been nothing but helpful. You know what I mean? Like, she's literally helped me usher my comic book character, this event. She's helping make it real. I've seen, like, when you asked her, like, how's the artwork being received, like, in real life, people know me for my character because there's a peace sign astronaut at one of the best comic book shops in San Diego. So when I'm passing out flyers over here, tapping in with the Pokemon people over here, they're like, "Oh, that's you? Oh, you have that peace sign astronaut. That's your guy, huh?" So, like, whatever is going on over there, it's more promoted than you expected. Like, they do more over there than I've ever had anyone do hosting a show. Caitlin is the fire, I think, that's underneath that company. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's gone like that, like Batman. And she disappears like Batman. I don't know how
I
she
feel
does
so
it. She comes
bad.
back. But
it happens.
So that's in essence how I ran into her. Immediately it became the idea of like, oh, like, we can do shows. Okay, let's see what that turns into. So a couple months went by for me, doing a whole bunch of other things to realize, like, dude, do your show, do your event. I did the first one in September. I got to see how many people would come out. I said, if I can make a bigger show, let's just see how many more people will come out. And everything is snowballed into this really beautiful situation. So everyone in here, just like how I always say, everyone in this chat at the moment is helping me make this happen and come true. So she's definitely she's the closest thing to a business partner that I ever had. And we don't have to do very much. You know what I'm saying? We just quick communication. Here's this, boom. And so I trust her in whatever it is that she's going to help bring, which again, I've learned throughout this month and a half what her value is. I already felt it, but I saw it in real time. She drew up my comic book character on the chalkboard like it was nothing.
Oh, that was you that drew that? That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been watching and I was stalking your Instagram page too, but I can definitely see why you two and Zander are kind of like Jason, you and Zander bring the same vibe. Like, you've got this go get them, I can get this done, nothing's gonna stop me, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna be great because no matter what happens, now we just lost Jason.
Oh, no.
It's going to be great, and it's going to be mine, and that's the way it's going to be. And I mean, I think that's how you and I met. And I told Zander when I first met him, I was in a funk. Like, I had not been doing these interviews, I had not been online at all. Really had a couple of videos here and there, but the past 3 weeks he's gotten me back into doing this interview format, which was my first channel, and I loved doing it. I love meeting new people. To just be honest, Caitlin, if I ever come to San Diego, just so you know, I'm 6'3". So if you can't miss me, you can't.
I would love a hug.
I will wear a Geek Meets Eats. We'll get you there. Hang on 1 second. Let me take this.
There I go. All right, I'm back.
Oh, now we got 2 J's.
I'm hoping I don't kick both of you when I kick this one out.
Oh, kick the one that's muted.
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
The whole computer's been shut down.
Oh, well,
no worries, man.
I've been hosting a show, and my whole computer it's like, oh, guess what? We're going to do all these changes, and then 30 minutes later, they're still they're running it. They're still live because it doesn't shut down when I leave. I'm like, all right, whatever. If I don't click end stream, it'll run all night. Jason, I don't know how much you heard about that, but I said I can see why you guys have vibed, because you guys have the same attitude. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna nothing's gonna stop me. It's gonna be this way. It's gonna be great. And like you said, you can walk right up to him. I barely knew the guy for 5 minutes, and I felt like I already knew him for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, we instantly clicked, and Zander, you're just that type of a guy. I mean, every single person that we've brought on for the past couple of weeks leading up to this event has had nothing but good things to say. By the way, Austin's new rug that he's doing with the Z character on it is badass.
Yeah, I know. It's actually super wild. He woke me up this morning with the finished product of it. I was like bawling my eyes out, because that's just how it is, like you put yourself out there, you do a lot of things, and then you start seeing how the world, or the people around you within the world that you've discovered, are coming to help you. You know what I mean? This is getting my character out there. This is the first panel to my first page of the comic book that isn't out yet, but I'm on my way to getting 100 people's real people in real time acquainted to the character via artwork, via product. However we bring the character into fruition, it doesn't matter how long it takes to make the comic book. I'm gonna make it in a timely fashion, like Jason was saying.
We lost Kate
being the artist, the writer, and then also the producer, publisher for it, because it's gonna be all independent. It's gonna take a little bit longer. So my strategy is, let me get you acquainted to this character. So the character is me. So it doesn't have to take too long to introduce you to me, because I've already been here. You already have my artwork via Tupac, with the light green background with the yellow eyes. That piece is a part of my story. And when I click this up, I'll show the piece too, so it makes more sense. But I have like iconic artwork that the last 7 years built to my arsenal. So people know me through that. They don't necessarily know me as the comic book creator, even though I've been drawing in comic books fashion this entire time, my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the beauty about like all of this coming together, is everyone has a special ability that allows them to be their true selves. We don't always in every moment of life get to be our true self, but like this event, the actions towards this event, I wanted to give at least from 11 to 5 that free space of we could be absolutely who we want to be, and we can project whatever we want to be out there to the world, and everyone around us is going to say, I agree, let's make it happen. Everyone around us will be a mirror of our true thoughts and feelings. So that's why I'm here ultimately, to try to like push that to everyone. Like, there's so much greatness right here. Like I said, Caitlin, we'll see what she does in the business, whatever business she wants to do. I promise you, she works super hard. She's the backbone to a lot of what's going on here. There's a lot of people that work in SoCal, but she's the one that's helping run it and make this thing special outside of the shop. You know, with these artists, with these vendors, she's doing a lot for.
Thank you so much, Zander.
Of course. No, you have no idea how much every day I wake up, you know, a little more anxious because the show's coming. But then I see something, maybe it's just a post, or maybe it's how you utilize the signage for the product that I put in there. When I see it in person or I see it via post, I start tearing up because, again, I never had that. Now that I put all these years in, I'm sure you guys can all attest, when you put these years of free work, or you undervalue yourself because you're just trying to get into the business, now you're here and there's people around you that are saying, hey, I got this over here, do you want to do this? And you kind of almost have like a, no, I did it myself, so I don't know if I trust that. But it's like, now it's time to allow the hand that's saying, hey, I got you, let me pull you up, let us pull it up. Because so that's what Caitlin's done. You know, that's what I hope to be able to do for other artists besides myself, because this whole thing is not about me. It's about, you know, Jason to be able to debut his, you know, his graphic novel, to be able to showcase to the city that, you know, he surrounds, to be able to showcase his work, for Caitlin to be able to be seen in the light of like, yo, legendary boss lady, like, put this all together. You know, of course, we have a whole army of people doing everything, but I want it to be highlighted. You know what I mean? I want it to be showcased. So I'm thinking of ways to do that for everybody.
But you guys got to do me a favor. So can you live vicariously through me? If like, can I live vicariously through you? I should say. One of you guys has got to try Bangin' Benny's. Somebody's got to try Willy Wings. And you guys got to send me a little DM on Instagram and be like, all right, girl, this is what it was like. This is what it tastes like. And then Zander, you got to hook Jason up with one of the rug guys, because they could do a panel from your graphic novel as one of those rugs, and that would be sweet. Whether you hung it on the wall or stepped on it every day, it's still going to be badass. Their work is amazing.
Oh yeah, I actually seen some of those rugs being made. Pretty dope. But yeah, Xander and I are connected now, so it's you know, helping this guy out is I mean, from the moment I met him, gave him some words of encouragement, but I saw that I don't know, I just felt like this guy was on a good path and he wanted to do good things. And then me saying those words of encouragement was what needed to be said at the time. And so this is just me reinforcing what I said. I mean, I said a bunch of stuff to him, but if Xander would have hit me up and be like, yo, Xander, yeah, I'm a little too busy, I can't come to your thing, then it would have made it a little false. It would have fell flat. This, me following through and supporting Xander, is to back up the stuff that I said to him. I don't know, we don't have to share everything, but it's me coming back to him and saying, hey, yeah, I've done these things, but I know you now, you know me now, and it doesn't matter where we are, but I can show support for you, right? I got no problem showing support for you.
Exactly.
Telling them that, hey, I was like, get busy, do your comic book, get it done, right?
And
so,
that's what it's down to.
Yeah, and it's like, I hope that, you know, this you know, me coming down and showing support encourages him to finish it, and then also gives them like, you know, show the people around him that, yo, Xander knows a couple people. That's always a good thing, you know.
Yeah, man.
He knows a couple people, you know.
You know,
and
when you lock spirits and eyes with somebody, and you have that feeling of recognition of like, we've already been here. That's with everyone that's in here. Is when I met Jason, I was done. I was about to get on the trolley and go home. I met everyone I needed to meet. I was worn out, and he basically grabbed me by the shoulder and gave me energy. And I don't ever mistake that. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm never gonna use something like that to be the villain. I'm gonna use it to be the hero I'm supposed to be. And so Jason said, no, bro, like, you know how many passionate people are in that building that want to talk to you? And I mean, he was right. That's why I told him. I told him shortly after, when I got connected through Instagram with him, that your words were right. I went back in there and I talked to the people I needed to talk to. I talked to the people that gave me life and purpose into my next day. So yeah, like he's saying, him showing up in here is a full circle moment to say, hey, that was real and that really happened, and this is what we are. So for me, it's about just being able to say thank you in real life, real time, by putting a whole event together to thank everyone that I've met. That's what this is. It's a red carpet to when I go to Comic-Con LA. It's going to be my big day. But this is my red carpet to the 7 years prior of grinding and eating so much shit, but meeting beautiful people.
Yeah, we got to talk more about that because you just briefly talked about your comic book, but you know when I see you on Saturday, we'll talk more about it. Another little fun fact: when I was doing my tour, because I was driving around to all the God damn, I was like, hey man,
If I could be outside, I would be sitting
Quit your
outside.
job.
I'm about to start making some noise over here. But anyway, you know, I'm doing a tour, so I drive around to all the comic book shops. So yes, I will be out there in Detroit to promote the book. But I was going through San Diego, and one of my stops was SoCal Comics. Now, here's what I gotta say: y'all need to stay open a little later. Y'all closed at like 5. Y'all closed real early. Because by the time I got there, you guys were closed, and I didn't get to like meet anybody. The gate was down. I was like, damn. And then I just went to a cigar bar. But yeah, I would have probably met you already, Caitlin. It had I gotten there in time. A little fun fact.
And Caitlin, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I know you had something to say, and I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just thinking when Zander was saying all that awesome stuff about like just making the space for all these creators to get together. That's what I was trying to say when I was rambling on about community. I just thought I'm like, yes, those words. That's good. But yeah, no, our hours are a little weird right now. We're closed on Sundays, which is something we haven't been able to open back up since COVID hit, basically. That's something we had to change our hours for. And we've unfortunately just lost a few of our staff members, so we can't really open up on Sundays right now. But yeah, we do close kind of early. I noticed there are some shops in San Diego that are open till 7. We do not do that, but I'm good for them. You know, I'll talk to Jamie about it. I'll see what I can do.
Well, Jason, when are you coming to Detroit?
Oh, you're on mute, brother.
It's gonna be a lot of noise. I don't know what they.
Sounds like
Anyway,
garbage.
all right. yeah. So I don't have a date yet for Detroit. I got to make some store appearances in San Diego, all the way up to Auburn, Sacramento, and then San Jose, and then back down to LA. And then I'll go to New York, and then from New York I'll go to Chicago, and Detroit and all that. So
well, I'll send you a DM on Instagram if you need somebody to like help out while you're here. You know, just to volunteer. That way you don't have to pay somebody or whatever. You need somebody that'll take you to a good restaurant, meet you for a drink, just relax. Hit me up and I'll give you my cell phone number so you can, if you come to the area, I'd be happy to be like, you're in what city? You're in Troy. Okay, this is where you need to go. Because I've been here since I was 15. I am a huge foodie, which is the eats part. The next show that I'm doing, because I think we're taking a week off of doing some of these episodes, after the show, is I found a little company called C4 Spices. And so we're taking his spice blends that I bought, and we're going to do a whole live cooking episode. So we're going to do like roast beef sliders and some sweet and spicy seafood on polenta and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to do the eats part next week, I believe. But like I said, if you're coming into town, like no expectations, just, I appreciate you coming on the show and tonight and everything. But so if you need like recommendations of places to go, or you need somebody, hey, can you come and, stand here and take tickets, or, pass me along what needs to go on stuff, I'll be happy to help.
Got it. Got you. I'll take note of that. And when I come over, I'll definitely hit you up.
So see, this is the other Caitlin. Hanging out with you, are you trying to talk him into coming to Detroit or talk him into staying away?
That's messed up.
And that's one of my closest friends. Yes, right there. Such love, such love. Caitlin, I don't know when I want to come out for Comic-Con one of the years. That's like one of my life's goals is to come to San Diego Comic-Con. And I'd love to swing by the shop, and make it out there. Mama J's out your way. I know she's up near LA though, so she's not quite the same. And I've been down into San Diego. My brother's friend was stationed there for a while in the Navy. Saw beautiful pictures, and it's someplace that I've always really wanted to spend more time in. I was only there for like maybe a half an hour. We kind of drove in, drove out while I was in SoCal, but I'd love to see the shop. I have several around here because I'm in Metro Detroit. We have several around here, and there's only one, but the guy who owns it is a real tool that has like the older comic books. But there's several things that I need pieces for as well. So I'd probably just bring my wish list and be like, and I know you have an online website with stuff on it as well. So, and I don't want to keep you guys.
Do.
We got a couple more minutes, and it's 11:30 here. I have to be about 45 minutes away by like 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So
no worries.
I'm not going to keep you guys too late, but
no worries.
So, Caitlin, you guys are going to be doing a couple of things. It's 20% off purchases this weekend if they come dressed up as a character.
Yep, just any costume. Doesn't have to be comic related. Any costume will get you 20% off your purchase at SoCal Comics.
I got my space now.
There you go. Zander's coming to get his 20%.
20% immediately.
All right.
All right, so here's a challenge. Zander, you have to wear that, and Jason, you got to go get your helmet from Sentinel, and you have to come wearing your helmet from Sentinel. There you go.
Man, they would have to send me that all the way from Italy.
And you guys are also doing a pin giveaway for the first 50 people.
Yeah, we'll have free pins. That'll be from BizBaz Club. They're another little organization in San Diego that kind of puts together events like this for local creators and artists and stuff like that, crafters. So yeah, be the first 50 and you get a cute little pin to take home.
Yeah.
And Jason, you already said you're going to have the graphic novel, so it's actually you're going to have some of those even before the official release. You're going to have the samples like Zander's showing there, and you got some other little goodies that he's going to. Oh, look at you with the signed copy.
History.
And Jason's going to be there as well. He's going to have some other some swag that he's going to keep secret. And then obviously Zander, you're going to be there with your artwork, your prints. Is your woman going to be there as well?
Oh, she most definitely is. Yeah. She's low key the backbone to all of this and how it working. You know what I mean? I used to sell my artwork on the ground on tarps at a swap meet. And she helped me bring it to tables and walls to then actually having a canopy so I don't burn my bald head. So yeah, no, that's my backbone. She'll definitely be there. She's actually she's an artist that I'll definitely have you meet, Jason, because she can capture essence with colored pencil, and I'll send you her work. You'll absolutely won't believe it, but yeah, she's the best artist on the roster. And I'm not afraid to say that. You know, I got some friends, but they
awesome.
know she blows them out the water.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, I'm definitely going to be living vicariously through all of you guys this weekend. You know, make sure that everybody takes lots of pictures and posts lots of things.
I got a documenter. I got someone who's going to be videographing. His name is Michael. He's going to be videographing and taking photos. He'll be there from the morning all the way down to the after party. And the purpose of documenting this is because when I'm at Comic-Con San Diego, either next year or the year after with my store, I will have more than just a space there. I'll have a whole entity. Like what you guys are going to be showing up to on Saturday is the idea of what I'm trying to bring to Comic-Con.
You didn't tell me there was an after party.
Yeah, well, there's an after party at Hops Anonymous. I mean, I need you to come out here. You
didn't tell me there was an after party.
Well, I figured it out. I figuring things out as I go. But that's the essence and the vision is to get other creatives and artists and Zander 6 Comics be the sponsor for those creatives. So Jason could be there with his book and he have his own store section. But it's
also, I'm also a publisher too. So
exactly,
you got these creators who, they can try to, they can go to some of the big players, Boom, Dark Horse, Image, if they want to lose all their rights.
Right.
or or they can come my way. They can see how you already see the quality of prints that I can make, and that's also what I'm starting up. That's more of in the background, but it is, if I see someone's work and they're independent and they're looking for publisher, and I appreciate, I'll bring them on board. We can get their stuff printed up.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
did not
Yeah.
know that.
So if you guys, again, in the description, there is a link to SoCal Comics website. If you guys are looking for Gold and Silver Age comics and some of the new stuff, please go check them out. The link is in the description. If you're interested in pre-ordering Jason's graphic novel, I did put the link for Evan's Arts in there as well. So you guys can order that. All 3 volumes are available for pre-order right now. If you're in California, Mama J, and you want to make it down to San Diego, I have no idea how long it actually takes. I know miles and time are completely different. In Michigan, we always talk in minutes. We have no idea on miles. We're just like, it takes 45 minutes. It's 15 miles away, but it takes us 45 minutes to get there.
Right.
So in Michigan, everything's in minutes. But so make sure you guys check that out. I did also put Jason's IMDb link in there as well, so you guys can keep track of all his works here on, I believe, it's on Disney Plus now too. I think the Punisher, I think, is over on Disney Plus.
Punisher's on Disney Plus. First Kill is on Netflix. We didn't get to really talk about that. The other stuff is everywhere else. You can find it.
Is First Kill going to have another season, or was that the run?
No, that's it. It was done. It was canceled after the first season. Yeah, that happens in this business.
Yeah. Well, we just started watching it because I didn't know about that, and then I was like, he's in that, and one of the girls that had been talking about it. So I just started watching that yesterday, and it's an excellent show. I can't believe that it got canceled. But he's got some great things coming up. Obviously, Zander, I wish you nothing but the best this weekend, brother. I hope it's everything that you dreamed of. And, I will definitely see everybody on the other side of this. Zander and I got some other things planning that we're planning on doing next month. So please stay tuned. Hopefully next week, if we can get it all going, but it'll probably be on Friday, because with that much food that we're making, I'm going to have to feed the rest of my family, because otherwise we'll have lots of leftovers. But we will look out for that episode with C4 Spices. Mary is coming back. I still owe her for losing the bet between Detroit and Seattle football game, so I still have to paint my face. And she's going to be back with some sneak peeks for stuff that's coming out Q3 and Q4. Well, I guess Q4 now, Q3's here, but some sneak peeks of stuff that are coming out there. Jason, like I said, I hope to meet you. I know this Comic-Con's in just a couple of weeks, the second one. The one in March, April, May, somewhere right in there is usually when they have it. That's usually the bigger one. And that's where you get a lot more people coming out for that Motor City Comic-Con. But it's amazing whether you're going to be in Artist Alley or you're going to be over there, with everybody else that are the stars and the celebrities, either way. But if you ever need anything and you're in my area, you hit me up.
Sure will.
All right, everybody have a great evening. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you guys both putting this together last minute. And like I said, everybody have good luck this weekend. All right.
Take care,
everybody. Have a great